Yeah, we're rocking. We're ready to go. Another episode of Big and Hungry, starring Steve Byrne, Bryan, Callen. I'm sorry, but I'm humming a little bit. I woke up this morning, and usually, as you know, I go coffee and 1 teaspoon of cod liver oil for my vitamin D. Yeah, for my vitamin D, my vitamin A. but not this morning. Woke up this morning and I was hungry. Yeah. I was hungry. Yeah.
You're a morning person, correct?
No, I'm a night person.
You are?
Yeah, I'm a night person. Now you're Sandman.
That's right.
Oh, you're Sandman. You can sleep. You can sleep forever.
I love sleeping.
Yeah, Sleeping Beauty.
It is my Sleeping Beauty. It is my speciality.
It's your speciality because you went to bed at the same time I did. I was up at 8, and you were still.
You texted me at 10.
Yeah.
And saying, "Are you up yet?" And I said, I am now. And when are we starting? You're like, we're supposed to start at 10. I was like, oopsies.
And you got a little sleepy eyed. Look at you. You're still kind of soft about the face.
Yeah.
You got that little soft, cute face where I want to pinch your cheeks because you just woke up. Like, did you take a little nappy poo?
Well, you're seeing a cherub version of me right now. It's not. I look like a newborn.
You do, and that's what's
great. I look
great.
like a newborn. My forehead is beaming. So if you guys want to watch the podcast this weekend, we can watch on my forehead. I want to tell you something real quick.
Go ahead.
I read through some of the comments of episode 1.
Yeah.
And I would say mostly positive. I asked you if you read them. You said, I don't read those things.
Never. And
I read them. Very complimentary towards you. Great to see you back. Rinks, all that stuff. Yeah. And then this is what I get. He sounds like Howard Stern.
Not a bad thing.
Looks like Elon Musk. He sounds like Seth MacFarlane. He's an Asian Kevin Spacey.
Jesus Christ.
Who is he?
Oh, they're gonna find out.
So over and over again, I was like, positive for Callen, positive for Callen. Asian Kevin Spacey, positive for Callen.
But you're the new kid on the block.
That's right. Yeah,
you're the new kid. You're kind of like,
I got the right stuff, baby. Love the way you turn me on.
I got the right stuff, baby. Yeah, because now, like, all the gang is like, the fuck is the kid behind you, bro? I'm like, listen, guys, he's cool. Just give him a second.
Yeah, you were Raiders of the Lost Ark, and now it's Temple of the Doom, and they're like, who's Short Round?
What they don't know.
What is Short Round?
No, they don't say that. We don't have any racist fans. What they don't know is that everybody loves Steve Byrne.
Well, that's cool.
Everybody loves Steve Byrne. I don't know anybody who doesn't love Steve Byrne.
Oh, another thing I heard was some people shredding the set. Now, this is a new set, but it does look like, after reading some of the comments, I will say, it does look like we're 2 men waiting for our wives to finish shopping at Nordstrom's. That's what it looks like, the set.
Oh, my fucking God, you're so right. Listen.
We should both be on our phones looking at fantasy scores like, oh, fuck,
listen,
man.
Anthony, clip this together because I want people to know that this set will be changing. We're going to get a sick logo, a Big and Hungry logo. Anybody's got any suggestions, let us know. Send us in some. We'll put it up. We gotta figure that out. We're gonna have
We have an interim logo now.
Yeah.
And then we have some other things we're testing, but yeah, we haven't landed on anything for this.
We need something more dynamic than a white wall.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm sorry if I seem like I'm buzzing. I mean, I had fucking spinach and asparagus with eggs this morning.
Yeah.
and a piece of sourdough English muffin. Hey, Steve.
But why are you buzzing?
Well, I don't know. I think
because
I hit it hard yesterday in the gym.
Yeah.
For no more than 20 minutes. Enjoy that 20 minutes though, because I'm confusing the fuck out of my central nervous system by changing my workup yet again.
I feel the same way when I watch an episode of a Disney sitcom with my kids. I'm very confused for 20 minutes. My body wants to get out of there, but it's staying put because I'm a supportive father. So I understand that. It's just different results, but it's fine.
Yeah, because you got to watch.
Both shock in the body.
Yeah, you got to watch some terrible Disney movie. I do that too. That's supposed to be quality time with your kids, even though they're staring at the fucking screen. Although my son has this tendency to not be able to sit still, and he stares way too close to the screen and then runs away and then comes back and stares at the screen again. It's kind of a tick. It's kind of a pacing thing.
I saw it yesterday, and I think it's almost like that movie with the well. I think inside, in the pixelation of the screen, he sees a Korean water ghost that no one else sees. He can see things the average human can. He's gifted.
He sees a Korean water ghost?
He sees a Korean water ghost.
Have you noticed one
like
thing
The
about...
Ring.
Do you watch any Korean movies?
I do, yeah.
Do you know... Would you say there's one particular through line to every Korean movie? At least for me.
What is it?
There's some great Korean movies out there. Whether it's Dumb Boy, whether it's Old Boy. Old Boy's phenomenal. Or there are a couple of really scary movies. Or Parasite. I mean, there's an artistic renaissance going on in Korea that's second to none.
That's right.
Come on, man. You can't just take credit for that, bro. You're American. Come on, bro. Come on. Your mom is very Korean, though, right?
Oh, my God.
Yeah?
Oh, my God. The thickest accent. Like, when I was going to school, I would go home, do my homework, and then I'd help my mom with her homework. That's how it's so true.
That's like that fucking Family Guy thing where he's got a Korean friend, and the Korean father goes, "You doctor yet?" No. He goes, "Talk to me when you doctor." And he just closes the door. The kid's 12 years old.
My mom, like, you know how my mom is blunt? She's a blunt instrument of Korean honesty, right?
Yes.
And so Sullivan and Son, when that show was on, we made Okja on that show a caricature of my mom. And people are like, "Oh my God, is that really based off your mom?" I'm like, that's the nice version. Because my mom is so quick. She doesn't bullshit. So, like, let's say, I go, "Bryan, where's the gold square?"
Yeah.
"Bryan, where's the gold square?"
It's right there.
"Bryan, where's the gold square?" You know how there's three?
Yeah.
You build up to that last.
Yeah.
That's my mom's first.
Oh, boy.
"Where's the gold square?" Like, I see my father, and his shoulders have been slumping the last 5 to 6 years, where he's slowly, like, melting within himself because he can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
But he's married, so you just take it.
But guys usually who have mothers like that tend to be meek and broken. You're not that way. So, but she was like, you were probably her champion, though, or she was your champion.
Yeah, I think both. Yeah, I mean, my folks are great. Yeah, just like you.
Yeah, but I mean, but your mom raised you. That's a different value system, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, she grew up dirt poor in a third world country, and you could call it a fourth world country when she was there. I mean, it's not the Korea we know now, where everything is skyscrapers and high tech and everything. It was she walked like miles to church on a dirt to school on a dirt road, and didn't finish her education until. She didn't finish like high school. And so she comes here, but she understands the value of a dollar, working hard, and she's incredibly gifted with the money. And
you do not make a tougher group of people than the Koreans. You do not make a tougher group of people. If you get in the last person I would want to get in a fight with, and I'm not joking, is a Korean, because they will. You're going to have to fight. If it's a Korean, somebody from Korea, you better if you don't kill him, he will decide that his generation and 7 generations after that must exact their revenge. Like, that's what I was going to say about the movies. Every Korean movie, at the end of every Korean movie that I've seen, everybody dies. Everybody dies. I mean, you're like, no, they wouldn't kill that one. No, that person too. No, but not this person. That person.
Yeah, if the Koreans made Avengers, Thanos would have won. Everybody would have died. There's no, It's
Hamlet. At the end of it, everyone is fucking bleeding out of some part of their body, lying on the ground, and there's zero redemption. A cop comes in and goes, "Hey."
And then credits roll.
Yeah, then credits roll.
Yeah, being Korean and Irish, people always find that it's such an odd paradox of just like, how does that combine? It's like peanut butter and pineapples. It's like, why would that happen? But they're very similar in terms of territories. They're split by north and south. They both love cabbage. They both love potatoes. They both love whiskey. They both love fighting. They both have chips on their shoulders because they've been oppressed by other empires and regimes.
Fucking true.
And they both have a deep aversion to the sun. And you don't want either of them driving you home after the bar. So it's...
Do they have a deep aversion to the sun?
Oh, Koreans?
Yeah.
Because it's a class system. That's why you always see Koreans wearing gloves and the visors, because it would denote somebody that worked in the fields.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting and so true.
Yep.
And that's what cracks me up about when we talk about racism or whatever in this country. Like that is what I saw Real Housewives of Bollywood.
Yeah.
Okay, of Bollywood. So that's India. Now, I don't know about you, but the Indian people from India, from the Indus Valley, from that area, are darker. Okay,
right.
They're dark people. They that's just the way it is. But not so with the Real Housewives of Bollywood. They're white chicks. They're fucking. They're as white as it gets. So even in any culture, it's unbelievable how lighter skin is considered. Like if you're in Mexico, if you see the upper classes, they tend to be white.
Right.
In the Dominican Republic, the upper classes are white. Mm-hmm. It harkens back, I guess, to when Spain, kind of. I don't know. It's just interesting to me that the whiter one's skin.
That's right.
Every society has a caste system and essentially is a bit racist.
Yeah,
or even
that's
not
why
a bit racist, very racist.
For generations in my through line from the first Irish burn that came over in this country, we have always, throughout the history of my family, worn white sheets to be the whitest.
Damn
it's called the master race, Brian.
No, man, no.
For
Steve,
a reason.
This is
it's called
not
the master
good.
race for
Steve, that's not why they were doing it. They weren't protecting themselves from the sun.
Why are those cameras red?
Sun.
From the sun.
Guys, because the racist meter is red hot right now. The racist meter is red hot.
I started reading this book called The Body, and it was saying that biologically there's no distinction of race. There's a sliver within your epidermis that, like, race is a small scintilla,
correct,
a tiny fraction of your skin that
correct,
denotes some difference, and usually it is due to the effects of the sun dependent on the region you live in.
That's right.
And that's really it. That's really it. Right. There's no biological difference between you, me, and Michael Jordan. Now, there's an enormous difference in tax bracket, but
yes. Well,
or scholarships.
Yes. There is, so for example, if you are of Asian descent, you may have a harder time breaking down alcohol. If you are
Asians, are known to get blotchy red skin when they drink.
Or whatever. Or if you are say of African American or African descent, sub-Saharan African descent, certain medicines won't work as effectively on you for certain diseases as they do for somebody of European. So there are
distinctions, of course,
distinctions in that sense, but that has nothing to do. That's almost like a region by region basis, right? So it's like when you see herders in certain African parts of Africa, like in the Sudan, they have an enzyme. They're not lactose intolerant,
right?
But if you go just like literally the village over where they're not herders, mm-hmm. they are lactose intolerant because they didn't develop those enzymes.
It's fascinating.
Yeah. So it's your body will react to the environment that it's in over time.
Right.
It will evolve to that, So if you're an Inuit, if you're an Eskimo, for lack of a better word, and you're
which
from
I've
Arctic,
been confused for, by the way.
As well you should be, you son of a bitch.
But are you Eskimo? It's like, what the fuck? No.
Have you heard that before?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
I wasn't even in a parka.
Come on. God damn it. What the last thing that are you an Eskimo, bro? Like,
remember, I told you the other day, I was confused for Mexican. I was like, was I hitting a piñata? Like, was I delivering fajitas in a sizzling
You've been
platter?
dealing with that shit your whole life, right? Identity.
Yeah, to a degree. It's not.
But I was saying that if you're an Inuit, you have, so you know how your hands and feet get cold first when it's cold out? Not so for the Inuit. Not so. Their circulation is far better than ours in that sense. So they kind of like have way better uniform circulation.
Right.
So their hands and feet will not get cold.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, but it's just how you have to evolve.
Yeah.
The point is, guys, hey guys, I know this is going to be surprising, but the point is racism, it's bad. Fucking guys, a couple things. One, racism is bad, and slavery is even worse. All right, so this is a anti-racist, anti-slavery podcast, and if you get nothing else from us, that's fucking it.
That's right. Listen, when we come to your town, Bryan and the Man Dragon and Stevie Cakes will show up at your town. You guys write us, just DM us, let us know the statue. We will be there. We'll push it over with you.
That's
okay?
Right. That's
We're
right.
going to push over statues and end slavery and racism and end it all.
Because we hate it.
That's right.
Thanks,
we
Steve.
believe in a world where everybody, regardless of race, color, creed, can get together and love one another.
Yeah.
I happen to believe that place is called The Earth. Bryan refers to it as Pornhub.
Yeah, there you go, motherfucker. Let's all F to the UCK. Know what I mean, brother? That's what I'm talking about. Let's get this whole race called the human race one fucking color. That's the goal, to get it one color. Yeah. Ah, man. Anyway. Yeah. Thanks, Steve.
F to the UC?
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you go, yeah. Should have called this podcast, yeah. We still don't have intro music. We still haven't figured it out.
Did we do it at the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that he sent me.
Yeah, but we just I think we should just do one like, bam, 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 yeah. Wow. Okay, I'll go, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, yeah. And then you better do a fucking good,
okay,
good
like a
mountain lion growl.
Okay.
All right,
okay,
now listen, so record this. Ba-dum, dun, 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 yeah. Wow. That's good. Only it sounded like wow.
It sounded restrained.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's hard to do. All right.
It's hard to do.
Dun, 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 yeah. Dun, 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 yeah. You do the dun, 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 and I'll do the
Okay. What is that? You want to do another one?
yeah.
And now
good.
give me something sexual.
Okay.
Okay. Let me give you a sexual one.
All right. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Hold on, let me do another one. Okay, good.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's right. I'll give you one. Ready?
All right.
Sorry. I'm setting you up. Ready?
Okay. It doesn't go there.
Okay, give me one. Ready?
Dun, 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 dun.
More fingers.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh. All right, ready?
Okay, give me another one, right?
Dun, 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 dun.
It's too dry.
Try,
ready?
try me, yeah.
Give me a second. I'm 46.
I'm about to drown. So gross. I'm about to drown. Oh my God. Tastes like Heineken. The right kind of sour. Oh my God.
Okay, give me one.
Stay hydrated. All right. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Good.
We didn't know when
now
to end
that
on
we've
top.
Been kicked off
we literally
air.
petered that out to the end.
You got to. I told you I enjoy beating a dead horse. So if you guys think we're going too far, well, fuck off, because this podcast is called Beating a Dead Horse.
That's right. We just murdered Seabiscuit and strangled the fuck out of him.
I like to do. My buddy and I. We had a room full of people we didn't know. A car full of people we didn't know. Yeah. It was packed. I mean, people were sitting on each other's laps. We had to go from my friend's house to Nobu in Malibu. Okay.
Money. How many clowns were in the car? Did you see what? Do you see what?
It may have well been a clown car.
Yeah.
We had the car takes 5 people and we had 8. And so my buddy, Jerry, who's huge, and everybody's in the car and everybody's quiet because nobody knows each other. So we're all kind of awkwardly stuffed together. Mm-hmm. And my buddy, Jerry, looks at me and he goes, hey, is there any room in there? And I go, no, there's not. We've got too many people. And he goes, oh, okay. I mean, are you sure you can't move anybody around? And I go, no, man, we can't. I go, no, we can't. There's not enough people. And then people are like, Jesus, why is he getting so, And he goes, you sure? Because maybe if somebody goes, there's no way. There's no room. There's no fucking room. And then he's like, all right, okay. And everybody's like, and then he finally goes, because if you just move a little bit, and I'm screaming, and they finally got that I was being ridiculous.
Yeah.
And, well, it didn't end there. We just kept doing a version of that for another 5 minutes until the horse was so dead that everybody in the car was audibly going, oh, man, come on, man, let's get out of here.
Stop. Yeah. But you're waiting for that second wave of it to come back.
You have to exhaust your audience.
Yeah, some people just don't know when to stop.
I'm sorry, I pooed. Yeah, see what I did? Yeah.
Give me one.
My girlfriend.
No, give me one.
Okay.
Is that blood?
Oh, no. All right. Yeah. I wrestled an angel in my sleep and it got hairy.
What?
Because is that blood? And I was wrestling an angel. It's from Jacob's Ladder, the Bible. It doesn't matter. My girlfriend woke up. I woke up. I was making a phone call. I was done with the phone call, and it was still dark in the room. And my girlfriend pointed to the bed, and on the bed, she said there was a little, what looked like a brown little, like a little brown object. And she very delicately and heartbrokenly said, did you poo? And she was dead serious. And I, for a second, went, if I did poo, it's all over.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm too old. If I'm shitting in my sleep, we got a major problem because I'm never wearing diapers to bed.
All of a sudden, you're sleeping happy day style.
At 54, that
right?
can't be the case.
Yeah,
and it was a day after my birthday, and she goes, "Is that a poo?" And I reached down and pick it up, and it was actually a hair tie. It was a thick, I know, and I was like, and I gave it to her, and she goes, "Oh, I thought you."
I'm so relieved.
Yeah.
Now, whose hair tie is this, Bryan?
Yeah, and that's where it got a little hairy. Where it got a little hairy. Anyway, back to.
But that is something that does happen to every man once you turn 30.
What's that?
Shitting your pants.
Oh yeah,
I've been
shitting my pants since. No, I've shat my pants way before 30.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, of course. I went to park my girl's car in New York, and I had to shit, and then I shat. I wasn't wearing underwear. I threw my jeans on in a hurry so I didn't get a ticket, and I just couldn't hold it, and I shat, and it slid down my leg and landed, and I kicked it out onto the street, and there were 2 schoolgirls in school uniforms.
Oh no!
And I was just like, I am a horrible human being. I just didn't want them to see that, and then on the hallway,
in New York
I
City,
kicked out another poo. And then I got to my girl's apartment. I said, I shat my pants. I just need you to know that. And I washed my jeans in the shower.
Oh.
And then I had to go downstairs, and a lady was yelling about how the dogs took shits in the hallway, and I had to pick it up with a plastic bag.
Can I tell you this? I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
I was in Sacramento at the Punchline.
Yeah.
On the second floor of a strip mall next to the Sleep Train,
yeah.
which you know. And I was on a hot run. a hot run on stage. I made a dude shit his pants.
No.
In the crowd. This guy, I was killing. I never say that. I
I've
never
seen
say
you kill.
but I was straight up like killing on this run. I forget what the run was. And the whole crowd was rocking. And I see this guy rocking, and you see the crowd, and then I see this guy kind of stoic, and slowly there was like this pocket of people that stopped laughing. So I just continue with the show, and I'm doing the show, and then I see security come over and tap the guy on the shoulder. This is the Saturday 8 o'clock show. The guy gets up and runs out. Doesn't walk, he runs out. I just thought, okay, it's weird. So I continue with the show. Callen Jost on Update again is opening for me. I get off stage. He goes, "You got to see this." I go, "What?" He goes, "Just follow me." So we go out, and the second line for the 10 o'clock show is out in the hallway, okay? This guy ran out, and the shit fell out of his pants in front of the second crowd. And so they must be sitting there going, "What the fuck kind of show's going on? This is awesome." Callen made me sit next to it, and I sat down next to it, and I took a picture next to it. And 3 years later, he sent me a plaque that's in my office of me in a suit with these little gerbils of shit on the ground, and it says, "January 18th, Steve Byrne made a man shit his pants."
That's
Sacramento
fucking
punchline.
Great.
And then I was always like, there's no Oscars for comedy, but I did that. I got an Oscar. No, I've never heard of anybody doing that. Never. I go to Calgary with Steve Simone.
Yeah.
I made a dude shit his pants in Calgary. He laughed so hard. So I am domestic and international. I've taken my talents internationally.
That's incredible. If you got the runs,
can lightning strike twice?
If you got the runs, don't go to Steve Byrne.
That's right.
Don't go to Steve Byrne, but be aware you might shit your pants. That's what I would say. That'd be my moniker.
Well, it is. People can have this. People can have that. I got a new Netflix special. Did you make a man shit your pants?
Yeah. No. Did you make two men shit their pants?
That's right. Two grown men. I did it.
In Canada and the United States?
Yes.
In all of North America? It's impressive, dude.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
My goal is to slowly work my way and get all 4 time zones in the country, because I did Sacramento, then Calgary.
Yeah.
And so I want to get the other 2 times.
Yeah, you should. You should, and I'm going to help you with that, because I'm going to be the guy who shits his pants.
Yeah.
There was a story about, and my parents know the man. They know the man.
Yeah.
He had to go to the bathroom. They were taking off. Stewardess wouldn't let him. Got in an argument. International flight.
Oh no.
I guess he had very bad diarrhea, and he apparently shat on the cart. He took a shit on the cart. He got up.
How do you shit on the cart?
I don't know. He went crazy, and he shat on the cart. This is what, and he got. It was a story.
Is that when everybody's stewardess's button goes bing?
Yeah, it was actually made news. It made but he got arrested, and my parents actually knew the guy.
Really?
And apparently, my father was defending him. I swear to God, I had to get the story right, but my dad was defending him.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't let him shit, and somehow it was justified that he found his way on top of the cart, and in a fury, he fury shat all over the place. So I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know if I ever told you this, but the only time,
first time I killed somebody,
I was on the road, met a girl, hung out, went to Denny's, go back to the hotel, and we're in the hotel. You had to wake up and do morning radio on Friday, so I did the morning radio. I get back to the hotel, I press the button, and as the elevator goes up, I had this like searing hot flash, just sweat beads, just permeated my forehead instantly. Yeah. And I had never experienced that before, like a hot flash. I was like, what the hell? Bam. Everything just a complete yard sale in my pants.
Really?
Everything, just like when you take your garbage out, there's a hole in the bag.
Yeah.
And it rips, and then it all falls out at once.
Yeah.
Like that's what happened. There wasn't even a question of, did you just shit your pants? It's like, you definitely just
you caught an amoeba or something.
No, what it was a night full of whiskey and tequila.
Oh, boy.
Go to Denny's, a French onion soup, sausage links, and a milkshake, and hot spicy buffalo wings. That's a ticking fucking time bomb.
You eat like we talked about this. You eat like an 8th grader. We got to make some changes.
I have to make some changes.
We got to make some changes.
Yes.
You saw what I put down this morning.
I saw what you did this morning. I saw the episode 1, and I saw my face, and I look like me, but somebody like blew air into my asshole. And I puffed up a bit more. I look like a bloated river victim is what I look like.
No, I wouldn't go that far, but you're lazy because you have good genetics, because you're a good looking guy. So you're taking liberties, but now you just hit 4'6", okay?
That's right.
Right. Now 5-0's creeping.
I gotta turn it around.
Now when 5-0 creeps around, if you've been fucking around like this, you're gonna feel old.
Yeah.
Right? You want to be able to eat less. I like no breakfast. I like intermittent fasting.
Right.
But if you're lifting and you're working out, you might be hungry in the morning, and that's fine. You listen to your body. But all you got to do, a guy like you, a little bit of weightlifting.
Yeah.
And fucking just lean meats.
Yeah.
I prefer them to be game. Vegetables, greens, some berries.
So hold on.
Some nuts, I'd prefer them to be cashews, which are good for your gut flora, and fucking almonds. Maybe walnuts once in a blue. And if you can get starch in there, you're going to take in some starch. I like yams. I like slow cooked oatmeal, and I'm not mad at white rice. I said it.
Well, I think that what you and I should do, because you are a man's man. I think we have our girls over at dinner.
Yeah.
You get the camo.
Yeah.
Get a gun, bow and arrow.
Yeah.
I get my camo, bow and arrow, gun. We both partition off into the wilderness.
Yep.
And you come back with an elk wrapped around your shoulders.
Too heavy. It's a 1,200-pound animal.
Game. You come back with some game.
Come back with an elk leg.
Yeah.
Or a moose leg, like Rogan did on fucking Muslim or Men's Fitness or whatever.
Yeah. And I come back with spinach, carrots, cucumbers. You're a man of the earth. You get game, and I do the same, but I do it from the garden. So you're gonna clip. It's just as masculine, I believe, to garden.
You're gonna.
But you're the man's man if you shoot and kill it.
You're gonna prune. You're gonna prune the lettuce and dig up some parsnips. You're gonna have a basket full of
beets,
vegetables that you
like.
Yeah,
beets.
Yep, yeah. A basket full of vegetables that you gathered.
The beet.
Yep, beet. Get some beetroot in there.
Yeah.
Now, so what you're saying is you're going to gather and I'll hunt, right? So I'll hunt. You gather, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now, make sure you get yourself. No big
like
deal.
That?
Just make sure you get yourself a colorful basket. Get yourself a colorful basket. Maybe a little hip basket. You know what I'm saying? So you can pick that lettuce and pick them strawberries and whatever and drop them into your hip basket. If you need me, I'll be in the field. I'm sorry. I mean the woods, the deep woods, the dark woods, stalking the prey. All right? And I'll take it out. Now, I'm not going to use a bow and arrow. Why?
Yeah.
I got too much respect for the art of archery, haven't worked on it enough, and I can't risk wounding the deer or whatever I decide to take
clean
down.
Cut.
Yeah. Now, what I will do is I will bring my Win Mag 300. It's a hunting rifle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll find something with hooves that's tasty to eat. Ain't going to be Beelzebub, if you know what I mean. Don't worry about that. Ain't going to be Beelzebub. That's the only other thing I can think of with hooves, but that ain't too tasty. If you are going to eat Beelzebub, make sure you brine that meat and cook it well. Cook it real well. Because he used to hot. He used to hot. Beelzebub used to hot. He used to fire. So, Yeah, but overall,
I don't even know if you need me, by the way, on this pod. You could just go up on a tangent. You don't need anyone.
You bring it out of me, Steven. I need the fuck out of you. You bring it out of me. You're my best audience. You're my best audience. What are we going to do about getting you into the shape you deserve to be in?
Yeah, I look, I think that the quarantine, in all honesty, I've always clocked in around 177. I'll max it like 180.
Yeah.
Because I'll jump rope, I play hockey.
Yeah.
But once the quarantine hit, I was inside, and like all those vices on the road followed me back home. So I was ordering Uber Eats. It was like, I'll just get some Taco Bell. This is just easy to do. And my wife's like, when the fuck are you going back on the road? Because we're eating horribly.
Yeah.
Horribly.
But you like junk food.
I don't like it. I love it.
So your favorite, give me your meal before you're going to die. Give me your meal.
Well, it'd be an all-star meal. And by all-star, I mean like if you could go to a food court, you don't just go to one place. You hit them all up. So I would definitely do an In-N-Out, double, animal style. I'd go McDonald's
animal
fries.
Style. What is the animal
style? Don't interrupt me, please.
Sorry, I apologize.
I'm in the zone.
Go ahead.
This is my happy place. You brought this upon yourself. Okay, I let you talk about
In-N-Out
hoofs and Beelzebub. Right. I am so happy right now to talk about this.
Go.
I would get Nachos Bel Grande.
Okay.
I would get also Arby's curly fries. So I would take a little from McDonald's, a little apple turnover from Arby's.
Wow.
And I would do a chocolate milkshake from In-N-Out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Wow.
I love those.
So even the apple turnover, you'll eat.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Like when I go to a buffet, okay, I look at it as like a challenge.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, this is going to be, it's like, no, you're going to charge me $8. I'm going to fucking destroy this buffet. Yeah. I'm going to punish you. And I will eat everything I can. Billy Gardell, who's on Mike and Molly, when we first met, we're both from Pittsburgh. We did this Jameson whiskey tour. Kreischer was on it, a bunch of great guys, Pete Corielli, and we go on this tour, and we went to Famous Dave's rib place. And Gardell goes, so, kid, I hear you got an appetite. I was like, oh, yeah, I got an appetite. He's like, it's on. So we both ordered a full rack, all the sides, and a dessert, and I fucking destroyed it. And Gardell ate 3/4 of his rack of ribs and some of his sides and stuff. He's like, I don't know how you do it. And I've always been I like a human tapeworm.
You can eat just crazy amounts.
I love it.
It's so funny as you're saying this. I'm embarrassed to say what my final meal would be. I'm embarrassed because it's like so outrageous. Like a kale
smoothie?
No, it's mulakhiya.
Cobb salad?
It's mulakhiya.
Huh?
Mulakhiya. Anyone who's Egyptian or Lebanese knows what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It's a specialty Arabic dish with chicken and rice. It's like a stew/soup.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to make properly. When you eat Lebanese food or Egyptian food prepared properly, like a true shawarma, with true hummus, labne, tabbouleh. Yani it's impossible for anyone to understand, this kind of food because it has to be done perfect.
See, you like that. I like halal guys on 53rd and 6th.
See, that they
in
don't.
New York City.
That's all imitation. It's all imitation.
But it's like the worst versions of other regions of food in America are like fucking astounding. Chinese food in China is great. It's healthy.
Yeah.
But Chinese food in America is fucking wonderful.
Correct.
It's fattening. It's greasy. It's sweet.
Yes.
It's sugary. It's salty.
Yes.
Everything I want in a meal.
Well, there's some restaurants, and you're going to pay for it when you go, and it's quote unquote high-end Mexican, high-end Indian, high-end, Afghani or Persian.
Yeah.
And you're going to have it's going to be an orgy in your mouth. It's going to be a fucking orgy in your mouth, dude. Okay? Because those kind of spices and those kind of meats, and when people say things, it drives me crazy because they go, Iraqi food's great or Persian food's really good.
Yeah.
I love when they act like they're surprised. They go, Persian food's really good. Oh, is it? Oh, you mean the Persian Empire? They've been around 5,000 fucking years.
Yeah.
You think food is new to them? You think that being able to
because they just got a KFC?
Yeah, I can't. It's like and when they realize like, oh yeah, there's some cool like poetry or philosophy or cuisine that comes out of Iran. Oh, really? A country that's been around for 5,000 years. That surprises you?
Right.
You think that everything was invented here in a country that's 300 years old, 400 years old, 200 years old? The fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Yeah, that's right. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
They've had some practice.
That's right,
So anything you like, they can do better.
Korean barbecue is also
unbelievable.
I could literally
love it.
When I go to Korean barbecue, if it's like an all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue,
yeah.
I don't know what it is, but my stomach, I eat like I have two assholes.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
My stomach will just, and Laura, I can eat Korean barbecue like they're grains of rice. I could put away pounds of it and not stop. And my wife's like, when is this over? Like, where are you putting it? Like, how is this possible? But I will just keep eating it.
But I have a philosophy on that with you.
What?
Well, because I said yesterday, I was watching you, we had dinner, and you were nice enough to take me to Scopa. Thank you. And you go,
what was your birthday?
Thank you. And you went 38 years old. And you said, I said to you, Steve, you're going to live till you're 100 years old. And the reason I said that is because you have an ability, and it's actually a very underrated ability. You have an ability not only to be in the moment, but to truly enjoy what life has to offer. I don't see you doing what all of us do, including myself, way too much of, which is being in a place and saying, I wish this was different.
Right.
You're not like that. And you're not competitive with that. You're just like, this is fucking great. Or you and the way you like people, you're like, this guy's great. And it's not a naive thing. It's not that you're dumb. It's not that it's just you have this ability for whatever reason to sit in the cut and just enjoy what other people and what other things are giving you and not want more than that in that moment. And that may sound like a simple thing. It's a fucking art. It's a form of meditation. That's one of your biggest strengths. The fact that you're able to laugh so hard and be affected by things means you're just keyed in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. Yeah, you win.
Well, thank you, my friend.
This, man.
I appreciate that. And I think that there are some people that when you're around, there's just, I don't know, some sort of chemistry where the best version of yourself is brought out, whether it's a relationship or, a significant other or whatever. And whenever I've been around you, I remember I was doing a radio show and somebody's like, who's the funniest person at the Comedy Store? And I said, Bryan Callen. And I meant it, and I still mean it to this day, because we were all sitting. I remember it was one of those nights where just magically everybody was there. Everybody you'd want to see and is on that marquee that people get excited about was there. We were in the parking lot. There was maybe 12 heavy hitters. All the best comics were there. And in pulls Bryan Callen, and we were all just bullshitting, having a good time. The conversation is ping-ponging. You walk right up with all the arrogance and confidence in the world, and you start complimenting everybody, picking their shoulders, look at these thighs. And it's a tutorial in confidence and humor and positivity. And we were fucking dying for 10 minutes.
I remember that. I think just Sebastian was there.
Dying. Sebastian, Rogan. Yeah. Like everybody was there. Yeah. The crew.
Yeah.
And you just went through and were on fucking fire. And just left. And then you just left. We're like, God damn it, that was fucking hilarious. And that to me was like a testament to you. And when you said to me, hey, would you want to do a podcast? I was like, fuck yes, because it will be the funniest it'll be a great time. And also, you're one of the most intelligent people I've ever met in my life. You know something about everything.
Well,
and you're so well educated.
That only means I read. It doesn't mean I'm intelligent. It just means I'm good at retaining information.
Yeah.
And the problem with that also is that, it's a funny thing about reading and developing, organizing your brain so that you have a point of view, an informed point of view on various things from religion to philosophy to politics. You better be careful about that, because you have to always stay very open and humble to the fact that you might be wrong completely and positively and totally. That's the other thing that's important. In other words, there might be new information that sits you on your ass, and be open to that possibility. It's why it's really important to read broadly and read people who are on the other side of your perspective, people that you don't agree with.
Or even don't fixate on one channel of news.
Yeah.
Maybe swing the pendulum back to the other side. But I think that's the issue these days in our country that's so divided. But I think the divisiveness extends and is more in place in New York and Los Angeles. Once you leave these bubbles, you see the rest of the country, and the rest of the country is not as divisive as New York and LA make it seem to be, and is not as divisive as it is here. Well, because there's such an ideology that permeates so deeply and vastly that any sway of that ideology is immediately vilified and not warranted, so much so that over the past few months, I've had one or two civil conversations from my end, but the other end was getting deeply emotional to the point where this one individual in particular said, I just can't be friends with you. Jeez. And I said, I called you to understand your perspective and ask. And throughout the course of our conversation, it got a little personal. And it was one of those things, again, where it was like, okay, well, if that's the way you feel, then that's the way you feel. And I remember I ended the conversation saying this. We're having a conversation about ideology, but over the course of this pandemic, I've literally reached out to you through phone calls and text messages saying, I miss you, I love you, I wish I saw you more, I've always enjoyed your company, and I'm missing you and I miss your company.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about right now.
And I said, if you want to cut me out of your life because of a difference of opinion, then that's fine. But I know this for a fucking fact. I've been a great friend to you. And that is paramount to anything. And if that doesn't mean anything to you,
and also when he's willing to do that, he's so sure he's right. And I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that particular person is a good guy and smart guy.
And by the way, if I see him again, I'm sure I'd give him a hug. I'd be the first to give him a hug.
Of course.
But that's on him.
He'd hug you back too.
That's on him.
But he's not as informed as he thinks he is. He's not as educated as he thinks he is, and he doesn't have all the answers. Mm-hmm. And I also know that about that person. And whenever somebody is that sure of themselves, I'm writing this thing,
and this is a microcosm of everything that's going on in the country. I'm not the only person dealing with it, by the way. But I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
that's
what I was going to say, and it is a microcosm, and because I'm writing something. And Eric Weinstein got me thinking about it with this podcast he did. Mm-hmm. But we have MAGAville and we have Wokeville.
Right.
And those two sides are driving the narrative, right? And the rest of us are kind of wondering, we're wondering when the shooting's going to start. We're trying to live our lives, and we're like, I don't feel that strongly about that or that at this point. I'd like to keep things a little bit the way they are. And I don't believe that things are as bad as you guys are saying they are. And I don't believe things are as bad as you guys are saying they are. That's the other thing. And the media is at the height of irresponsibility, because the media is the gossip queen. The media is not interested in objective reality or getting closer to the truth. The media is interested in clicks and making money and competing with each other and getting their story at the front page of. I did a podcast with Alistair Bostwick, who works for Verizon Media and has worked for BuzzFeed and Huffington Post, and really smart guy. And I'm going to release it. It's on the Patreon. It's on Patreon now, on my Patreon, but I'm going to release it eventually to the public, and because he was telling me how news works. Mm-hmm. And so, what I think the media makes money off of is creating that division, making sure that we keep fighting and highlighting the differences and exaggerating and even inventing differences.
Yeah.
Where there aren't. And that's how you sell. Now, to America's credit, the media has lost a great deal of its credibility. I don't read the Huffington Post, Fox News, or any. I don't listen to or read any of these publications without a huge grain of salt, without the understanding that this is a story they are telling that is heavily styled and flavored and biased toward their audience's point of view anyway. And
unfortunately, you're seeing on both ends of the pendulum, because as deep as Fox News will embed itself with the right and beat its chest and champion that end, CNN's doing the same exact thing.
They are.
They're both vilifying each other. And this last election was the first election in my lifetime where I was like, this is not about policy. There's nothing that they're going to say that's about policy that's really going to stem down. This was the first election about ideology, and I do not bite on either it. I believe government is about concession. You at your beak, behind closed doors. We'll figure this out.
You compromise.
But we got to, we got to say what we need to say in front of the cameras for our constituents. And I think that the class and decorum in D.C. is gone. The objectiveness in news is gone. And it's up to us as Americans to just respect one another, hear each other's perspectives, and not vilify one another for those things.
Well, that's why podcasting is so fucking important, actually. Yeah. It really is. You have long-form discussion. You can actually have conversations about nuanced problems that require, conversation at the level of detail and solutions that aren't just cookie cutter, one size fits all kind of, shapes and sizes. Alistair Bostwick I asked him, I said, what would happen if you were at Huffington Post or something, which is, the Huffington Post couldn't be more liberal and more biased and just, to me, essentially a rag. But
it's a platform for indoor cats.
That is correct in my opinion. Thank you. I can just finish their sentences. The problem is I can finish. I know where they stand. And I said, if you came to and I'm not a big lover of Trump. Never have been. And
easy, Bryan.
Yep, easy.
You know about his bread here.
I've been critical.
I've been
critical of that guy from day one. It has nothing to do with politics. I just the man himself, I think, is.
China.
A lot of problems with that fucking guy. But I said, if you came to your editor and said, I want to write a story on the good things that Trump did. I want to write a story on the fact that his deregulation policies or his China policy might have been good for the U.S. economy. Let's just take that as a hypothetical idea. Yeah. Okay, maybe there's an argument to be made there. I've heard an intelligent argument made for that.
Right.
And he said, I want to write a story about this. What would happen? And his editor, and he said, it'd probably get greenlit, but would it be featured on the front page? Would it be promoted the proper way? And then what kind of heat would you get from your colleagues every time you come into work? When you come into work, you're going to start getting side looks. You're going to get chatter within the company on their chat boards. And it's not going to be very favorable. And no human being wants to come to work every single fucking day and have all the people you're sitting next to not like you, or think you're the enemy, or think you're contributing to. So because the idea
you're lending credence and a little light to a different perspective.
Yeah, Trump was such a polarizing figure that I think people said, if you give him any credit at all, you are actually making an argument for keeping him in an office and power. And I get that. I understand the argument where it became a siege mentality,
right?
And it's like he must die at all costs.
But you're also enabling, all the other rhetoric that comes along with that one specific thing that you feel is good. And I've always felt like that's not how you treated other politicians in the past.
Right.
And that to me is the glaring, irony in the media. Even if you have a piece praising something Trump did, like say, Trump came down hard on China in terms of them stealing IP and, just stealing our ideas or stealing technologies and just using them and us not profiting, right? And he's calling them out for it, which I thought, that's great. It's about time somebody did that. But then in that article, you're going to see 3 or 4 things that bring the tide back the other way in terms of negativity. And so it's just like...
in other words, there's no way to win. When you're in power, you will never win. It's like the left, they always say, the right wing said, well, the left wing made a deal with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton had 50 allegations against him of everywhere from rape to whatever, inappropriate sexual harassment, everything. And the argument was that the left said, let's not make this a big deal because he's a champion of reproductive rights.
It's
and things
for
like
the
that.
Better good.
That's right. And so, and I get that. And I get that. I'm not going to criticize a bunch of people who said, we got this guy in. He behaved personally in an atrocious manner, maybe at times, but he's also our best bet at safeguarding Roe v. Wade. Mm-hmm. That's a very passionate issue for especially a lot of women, especially a lot of people, but especially women. And so if you're a woman, you go, if I go bad on this guy personally and I contribute to him getting out of office and them getting in a Republican who favors a pro-life position and works to overthrow Roe v. Wade, I am doing the greater good, like you said, a disservice and the overall objective of making the world a better place. So we do this as human beings. We all do this.
Yeah.
So to criticize somebody for that, okay, you can go ahead and do that, but you do that too. Everyone does that. You have to make a deal with the devil at some point. You have to make a deal. You have to kind of go. We always are choosing the lesser of two evils. Always. We're always figuring that out. There's no way around that. It's impossible to be philosophically and morally consistent in that regard. Mm-hmm. I mean, because it's just too many, there are too many factors. In real life, this doesn't work that way.
Yeah. And to go back to, the issue that I had with my friend, and I still consider my friend, is the fact that I didn't vote in the last election. That was the tipping point for him. And I just said, I can't. I can't. How can you not? The decision's so clear. It's like, to you it is, yes. But to me, it's as clear as that I don't find faith. This is the best we could do.
Yeah.
330 million people in this country. We have 2 people that park in a blue parking spot at Walmart. Like, this is the best we can do of all the intelligent people in this country. And again, I think that the Democratic Party, Republican Party, it's all fixed. They know who they want. It's that flavor of the month. They're going to, you see what they railroaded Bernie with Hillary the last election, and they already they had the system in place, and Sanders wasn't going to gain any traction. Who knows if he would have won? I mean, there's things I like him, things about it don't like him, but I just feel it's all just fucking, it's like Vegas, man.
I used to be so anti-Bernie, and then I heard him on Rogan, and I was like, I mean, he's not as crazy as I thought he was. He did honeymoon in the Soviet Union. He probably is a secret fucking communist, but which I have a problem with. But at the end of the day, he seemed fairly. I mean, the guy's consistent. At least I know the guy.
He's consistent.
He's not hearing a peep out of anybody.
Trump is very consistent. Yeah, but my problem exactly what. And I'm not a pro-Trump guy.
Yeah.
As a comedian, I'm very pro-Trump. That dude is the gift that keeps giving.
He's so funny.
But Bernie drives around in Vermont with his left turn signal on all day in a Subaru.
Correct.
All day.
No, he's just a little too old and too. But
They all are.
Yeah, they all are. I mean, Biden's fucking ancient, and Trump. My issue with Trump is just that I just think he just wasn't. Obama said it. He goes, he's not interested in knowing what he doesn't know. He's not interested in learning about what he doesn't know.
Yeah.
He just was, he went by his gut, and he apparently he was impossible. If you hear the people in his inner circle, they're like, we could never keep his attention. I just couldn't keep his fucking attention.
This guy is a billionaire. He fucks porn stars and he eats at McDonald's. It's like, how do I not love this human being?
Well, by the way, he may not even be a billionaire. I mean, he's a
even if he's not a billionaire,
con man in his own way,
even if he's not a billionaire, he's made a shit ton of money from $1 million bet, from $1 million loan from his parents. And dude, we've all been in Vegas. I borrowed $100 and I fucking lost it within 5 minutes. So,
no, look, the guy was very good at. He's a hello brand. He can build a brand. I mean, and I'm sorry, but as much as I dislike Trump, he's fucking hilarious.
He is the funniest fucking politician.
When they said about Mitt Romney, they go, "Do you think him being rich is a liability?" And Trump goes, "He's not rich. I'm rich." I was like, or the greatest is with fucking when Mike Bloomberg was running against him, and nobody can put you down better than this guy.
Yeah.
He can just find your fucking.
Oh yeah.
Where there's a window open in your house.
Marco.
There's a window open in your house. He's going to climb through it and fucking wreak havoc. You can't lock all the doors and the windows. He's going to find the one window that's got a little
There's
opening.
There's a guster coming,
and
honey.
He's coming in.
I'm coming for you, Kansas.
And with Bloomberg, he goes, the guy wants you. If he wants a stool when he debates me. He wants to be able to stand on a box or something. I mean, if you're short, be short. I don't know why he wants to be on the same level as me. I mean, if he gets a box and I get a box, that's the way I see it. Let's just keep it even. And Bloomberg didn't ask for a box.
No.
He didn't. But what a fucking. I mean, you're done. You're fucking done.
Dude, when he said Kung Flu, when he said that, people are like, that's so offensive. It's like, that's fucking hilarious.
It's hilarious.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yep. No, he is a bigger than life American figure. That's all I can say about him.
Look, you can say whatever you want
Bigger
about the
than life.
guy. I've never believed the media Kool-Aid that Obama was as great as he was. I never believed the media Kool-Aid that Trump was as bad as he was. That being said, I don't fucking trust any politician. I don't trust any of them. Well, I think some are well-intended, but once they get in that loop and they're lifelong politicians, they're all fucking corrupt.
My buddy Cameron, he was Michael Jordan's caddy, great golfer, played on the tour, but Michael Jordan's caddy has caddied for Obama, has caddied for George Bush, has caddied for Clinton, and has caddied for Donald Trump. More than one time. Yeah. Many times. And he said, without a doubt, Trump was the best golfer of the group.
Really?
But without a doubt, far and away the best golfer.
That's right.
Because he plays a lot of golf. And he was the nicest, coolest, the kind of guy you want to have a beer with. And my buddy Cameron is not a Republican. He is not a Trump supporter at all. But he was like, I will say this. He was the most personal. And they were driving, they were in Mar-a-Lago, and as they're driving by, in their golf cart, Trump looked at some people who were guests at Mar-a-Lago. They were golfing, and he goes, "Do you guys know how lucky you are? You know how lucky you are? Now, come on."
Colin Jost told me that
hilarious.
When Hillary came to SNL, this isn't a knock. It's just, everybody works differently. She had like a bunch of advisors, maybe a dozen advisors. And then when Trump came by himself. He came by himself. He was just game. And Colin told me that when he first met Trump walked up and he goes,
"You got a great face."
That was it. He loves aesthetics.
Oh, God. Yeah, he does. He is who he is.
He is who he is.
And it's a testament to this country and the founding fathers that the Republic was able to withstand Trump and the division he caused and the bifurcation of this country.
He was an answer to the anger that most Americans feel about D.C. and the policies. And the fact, once again, that we're in the 11th month of quarantine, which is an entire Grateful Dead song. Hello. See what I did? That these stimulus checks, it's like Biden got elected. Now it's like, oh, we got $1,400. It's like, for what? Guys, don't even do it anymore. Just don't even do it. You know what? Fuck.
I've been against it It's
not going to do anything.
People
for
know
anybody.
I've been against this. I don't believe shutdowns work, and I don't believe masks work. How about that? I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to say masks don't work. I'm not saying everybody shouldn't wear a mask in close quarters. I don't know anything about that. I will say this: it seems to me that the states that were shut down and wore masks religiously, like California and New York, have not fared better than the states that didn't, like Florida. I don't know why that is. I will wait for the data to come in. I think there was a much smarter and better way to do this. If I was in power, maybe I would have fucked up too. I'm not saying that, but I have never thought that shutting down the entire economy over a virus
the first like 3 weeks, first like month or two, I understood why we did it. Because no one had answers. No one knew. No one knew what was coming at us. But I think as the dissemination of information started to trickle into the medical community, and then you see, a lab rat like Florida be like, fuck it, we're open.
Yeah.
And you're not seeing,
Texas, Arizona. I don't know. Like the problem is that I just don't know. I do know the CDC said that the survival rate when it's 99.4% or something, that's significant. And 300,000 excessive deaths is nothing to laugh at and nothing to take lightly. But at the same time, was it worth the domestic violence? Was it worth the massive number of suicides, businesses being closed down, all that came with this shutdown?
Who is most at risk? And let's do everything we can for who's most at risk.
Yeah,
which is people that are over the age of 65 and respiratory issues. And people that have respiratory issues, this was a real moment in time for the media and anybody, everybody across the board to say, America, get in shape. Because the reason that America is more affected than most countries is we're fat as fuck.
Right.
When you have over 60% of our population considered obese, that's a fucking issue, and that's dealing with your respiratory issues. And it could have been a real moment in time for media people to say.
Nobody says that though. Nobody says that because you're fat shaming.
Because we're fat shaming.
Yeah, so that's where politically correct.
And so we'll just keep paying these high insurance rates.
You're lying. No, what you're doing is you're when you're politically correct, you're lying.
Yeah.
You're a fucking liar. You're not willing to call it like it is.
Right.
You're not allowed to say that maybe whatever this person who happens to be a victim right now, maybe they had something to do.
Right.
So, and I'm not talking about
COVID. To your narrative.
I'm not talking about just COVID. I'm talking about
in
life in general. I'm talking in general. Okay, don't kill me on this COVID thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying in general, you're never allowed anymore to say that this person who's going through a hard time or whatever happened to that person, whatever they're going on socioeconomically, whatever, you're really not allowed to say anymore that they may have, and their actions and whatever may have had something to do with the condition they're in. You can't say that in the media.
Right.
Because you will be destroyed. Because that is, there's always got to be somebody else to blame. And that is a lie. That is not, it's very destructive. It's a very destructive lie.
Yeah.
It does nothing to solve the problem. It only perpetuates the problem because it's a fucking lie. It's an ideology that's crept into our colleges, our schools, and in our general psyche. And mainly, I'm sorry to say, it comes from the left, and I disagree with it 100%. So people say, "Are you right wing or left wing?" Ask me the issue. I guarantee I'm way more in the middle than you are.
By the way, I'm Buffalo Wild Wing.
I thought so.
Guys, I gotta swing for the fence.
Now that's a good joke right there.
I gotta do what I gotta do.
Every time we do that, we should just hold like this. And we're back. All right, enough of this fucking philosophy.
But that's part of Big and Hungry.
It's part of Big and Hungry.
Discussing ideas,
events,
and people.
But we're going to have to get on to you and what we're going to do. What kind of a meal plan are we going to work out for you?
We're going to work on something. But look, I've slow carbed before. When I've slow carbed, I know it's worked. I just need to not be indulgent. And I need to...
We're going to slow carb a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to slow carb. And I will follow your lead. You're very healthy. You do not look your age.
I'm probably going to up your fats. Because it's going to kill your need for sweets. Maybe get some
what it is
greens.
I like eating. This is my problem. When I eat, I like to feel stuffed. I want to feel like I fucking did it. Now it's time to lay down and watch something and nap.
Oh, really?
That's
love
what
that
I
feeling?
do. I love it. There's nothing better than getting like a medium pepperoni pan pizza from Pizza Hut, opening the box and going, I'm going to fuck you up. And then I eat it all. And I chug my root beer or Mountain Dew.
Soda too after that?
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
And then I just lay on the couch and go,
coma.
Oh, my God, what did you do? And I'm so fucking delighted. Happy. So happy. And then I just watch like Empire Strikes Back and I just nod off. And I wake up a few hours later and I go, time to check in again. Tink, tink. Where are we going?
So Steve Byrne sits down when he eats and he goes, let's get stuffed. Because I could stuff you.
Well, my wife and I, we when we first started dating, I fucking love her. She is ride or die. We'll walk into Cheesecake Factory and we'll look at that display case when the waitress is like, let me get your menus. And she's like, all right, we'll look over there. We'll be like, which one of those bring a fuck up?
Is that right?
Yeah.
God bless her.
She's the best. But she's gotten a point over quarantine too, where she's like, "Oh, I gotta stop this. This is crazy."
Yeah.
And I saw myself again in episode 1. I was like, "Oh my fucking God."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like waiting for like LL Cool J and Chris O'Donnell to poke a stick in me, and I turn back over and I'm just like floating and pale and white, and I'm disgusted.
Here's what I say when I sit down to a meal. Just enough. Remember, just enough. Because you never know when the cobra strikes. You never know when the cobra strikes, mongoose. Keep your belly tight and your arms heavy. You want to see the ribs and a backbone on your junkyard dog. I say things like that. I go, junkyard dog.
Yeah.
I want to see the ribs. I keep the ribs on my dog. I keep the ribs on my dog.
That's such a great specific.
That's right. You never know.
To say.
Just enough. Eat just enough.
Yeah.
Mongoose.
Not me.
For the cobra is always around the corner. That's what I say, dude. I'm never getting stuffed. I got to be able to fucking stick and move. And when I stick, make it count.
Then
I'll make it count. Now, what do I say if I'm surrounded? I know I'm going down. I know I'm going down, right?
Yeah.
Like I know I'm going down. I got 4 guys. I can't take them all.
Yeah.
And they're here. We're playing for keeps. What do I say? What's the last thing I want to say when I'm facing them off?
What's the ace up the sleeve? What do you say?
Okay, boys, you'll win, but you'll remember me. And they will. And they will. You'll remember me. That's my
If
mark,
I was cornered, I have 4 guys in an alley. Out comes the whistle. And I just blow for help.
That's
I just
fucking
blow
smart.
for help.
Time to blow for help. And it would do absolutely nothing. Not me. I get quiet. I look each one in the eye. You'll remember me. At least one of you will. Because I'm going to leave my mark on you. Ain't just going to be mental. I'm coming away with somebody's ear, somebody's nose, or whatever. So I hope y'all came correct. Correct. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I also want to say this. I've always wanted to go like this. You guys want to dance? I've always wanted to say that.
Yeah.
There's so many things I want to say right before I'm going to fucking mix it up.
Yeah.
Well, looks like I get to go out with a bang, huh?
Well, I would say for you, this is perfect because after dinner, I didn't get my dessert.
That's good. That's good. Here it is. I've been getting ready for this moment my whole life. Everything seems so clear. All right, boys. You found yourself the samurai. See how I said samurai? But I would kill to be in that position, and they want fisticuffs, and they're going to kick me. They're going to kick me into the underworld. Okay. And I pull out two machetes. Two machetes from my back.
Can I tell you something? I had a great line once, and it didn't work because this guy, he for some reason thought I was a cop in New York City.
He thought you were a cop.
He thought I was a cop, yeah. And he was mouthing off to me, whatever, and I start mouthing off to him. He goes, when I fucking fight you, you go call the cops? I go, when I fucking fight you, you're going to call an ambulance.
Oh, that's good.
And I was like, oh, that's a fucking good line. And
I like that you don't back down.
Then I got my ass kicked.
You did?
Yeah. Well, but it was like the line was so fucking good.
I like that you don't back down. You'll fight.
No, I will fucking fight. I got that.
And the Irish.
In the Korean culture, it's called Han.
Yeah, I know.
It's called Han. So you know Han.
Unquenchable anger. It's like unquenchable.
It's like you
look
will
up
not.
Han, H-A-H-N, I believe.
There's no proper definition for it, but Koreans know exactly, and you know exactly what I mean. But Koreans have Han. It's like the biggest chip on your shoulder you've ever had.
It's it's like an unquenchable need to like for revenge. Like you can never quell or quench your deep desire for revenge.
Yes.
Early depictions of some form of Han as an individual expression are found in examples of traditional Korean stories, poems, and songs. However, traditional Korean literature and music are largely joyous and humorous. An example of Han as a collective expression when observed by Westerners in 1907, but a national culture of Han did not exist in Korea. Hold on. The contemporary concept of Han, that it is a national characteristic of the Korean people, is a modern phenomenon that originated during the Japanese occupation of Korea. Yep. From Japanese colonial stereotypes and the characterization of Korean art and culture as sorrowful. And then the beauty of sorrow. The idea that Han is a specifically Korean characteristic was adopted and popularized by Koreans in the 20th century. A central aspect of Han today is loss of identity. Han is not commonly associated with families who were separated during the Korean War. New generations of Koreans seemingly inherit Han because of growing up in a divided country. Han is depicted in many aspects of modern Korean culture, such as film and choreograph. All right, I don't know.
It's not real. There's never been a specific definition, but
it means resentment, hatred, or regret. It's derived from the Chinese character, which means resentment, hatred, or regret.
Yeah.
All right. It's all highly subjective.
I got bucket loads of it.
You got The only thing about you is that I like
I'm
that you
99% sunshine.
You have fighting spirit, but you don't really train for that moment. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like Steve's like, let's go. And then the guy just throws a straight right and you're like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like if you're that spirited, at least know a couple things.
It's I got the stamina to last year. I got a surplus of like repression of anger, but yeah, I agree. It's
your jaw's still gonna break when somebody gives you a fucking
I've
left
had my
hook.
jaw broken.
Yeah. Because you're gonna be standing there like, come on, let's go, and the guy's gonna go, all right, dang it. And if he's been doing that for a while, or he's gonna kick your leg, and you're gonna have a knee problem for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
you gotta.
Well, nowadays at 46, I don't do those things anymore. I'm just like, I'm the guy. You know those viral videos where people are fighting, and you see the one guy just eating his soup. Like that's me now. I just eat my soup and I just watch it. Before you'd get up and be like, guys. But now it's just like, fuck it, not my problem.
Fuck it, yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't put the spoon down and then kind of wipe your mouth. Here it goes, and then get up and then go, gentlemen, time to go home. Unless y'all want to dance with somebody who can dance.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like those movies, like Bruce Lee would be like, fuck, these guys, these thugs are bothering this woman. Well, I got to do something about it.
Yeah. That's your dream scenario.
100%. 100%.
My dream scenario is to walk into like a Pizza Hut buffet that they used to have when I was in 8th grade. That's like my dream. You would be walking down the street in a tank top, boy shorts, barefoot, somewhere in Thailand.
Thailand, no, those Muay Thai guys can fight for too long. They're too tough.
Okay, Russia.
And Russia's too fucking tough. Are you kidding? They all do sambo and no.
Okay, fucking San Fran.
Yeah. Somewhere like somewhere in America where they're just shitty thugs.
Okay, San Fran.
Yeah.
There's a girl. She's got a purple smoothie, and 5 guys in roller skates come over and accost her, and they want her purple smoothie. And then you round the bend.
And I go, oh, what's the purple obsession, boys? What's the deal with the purple obsession? Is Kool-Aid taking a nap? Because y'all about to take a nap involuntarily. Because your whole world's about to go from day to night. You understand? Light to dark. And then I just open up on them. I open up on them. And she says something like, you were like this man cat. I mean, you would be one place and then you'd be another. I literally thought I was watching a video game. It's like, how did you do that? And I look at her and I go, practice. And I just skate away.
I love to just walk in. You fellas want me to read you a good night story before I put you all to bed? Good night, Moon. Good night, Cat. Good night, Socks.
How come you don't put your body into your punches?
Huh? I'm sitting in a chair.
I know, dude, but you gotta, I want to see a little, hey, it comes from the hips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Say, I make that noise.
Yeah.
Say, all right. All right. Well, we covered nothing.
We covered
podcast.
Yeah, we covered a lot.
Thank you for wasting your time with us once again, ladies and gentlemen. If you need me, I'm going to be in. Let me go through my dates here.
Oh, please do. Let me get my calendar up.
We got Virginia Beach.
Oh, when?
November. I think, what is it? November 18, 19, 20.
November?
And then I got,
February.
November. I'm sorry. February 18.
Jesus.
February 18, 1920. I'm in Virginia Beach at the comedy, at the Funny Bone.
There you go.
At the Comedy Zone in Jacksonville, March 4, 5, and 6. I will be bringing heat. I will be there. Comedy Zone, Jacksonville, Florida, March 4, 5, and 6. The next weekend, Omaha, Nebraska, Funny Bone. I'm there November 11, 12, and 13. Sorry, it's taking me so long to get that off my face.
And then first weekend of March, I'll be at the Atlanta Punchline. And then the third week of March, I'll be at the Vulcan Gas Company in Austin, Texas.
Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Well, Steve.
Bryan, B-Hall, ATN, signing off.
Yeah. This has been Steve Byrne and Bryan Callen. This has been another episode of the Big and Hungry podcast. God bless you all.